My name is Garrett Jackson, and I grew up in Texas and Oklahoma. I started teaching back in 2006, and I've been doing it ever since.
Well, let's see. It looks like maybe I might have done something that we can look at. So we're back to trying this again. We go here. You got an email. We're going to try this again. Hello, everybody. This is Mr. Jackson with today's homework hotline, homework helpline, and hopefully you can hear me today. So let us move forward. Okay, so try this again. We're going to transition and we're going to get started.
Introduce myself. My name is Garrett Jackson, and I grew up in Texas and Oklahoma. I started teaching back in 2006, and I've been doing it ever since. In 2016, my wife and I moved to the island of teaching jobs at high school. In 2017, we had a son who I call Little Man. After spending several years in the Northern Mariana Islands, we moved back to the U.S. mainland amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. Now that we're back in Oklahoma, I'm back in the classroom with Lawton Public Schools, and I'm teaching online and face-to-face. I'm a fan of breaking down barriers to learning, so headphones recommended and an open mind is required. So let us get started with today's adventure.
Well, that's probably not working as good as I hoped it would. Maybe we have audio this time. We're going to have to just wait and see. Hopefully, we'll get better at this. This is something new I'm trying, which is a live stream. And just like anything else, it's going to take some time for us to get going. So a couple things I want to point out to you today is, first off, welcome. Hello. This is a live stream on how to do homework. It's Homework Helpline. So we are exploring new ways to help you within the community to get help with your homework. My name's Mr. Jackson, and I'm going to be your host over the next few days as we do this. This is a learning process for me as it is for you. We are in the fourth and final quarter of the school year. About a year ago, we were all being told that we would not be returning for the rest of the year because of the COVID-19 worldwide pandemic. And gosh, let me tell you, it's something that, we're all kind of having to learn about. So first off, I want to tell you, thank you for joining me today. This is going to seem a little haphazard, but we're going to try to do some really fun stuff. So the first thing I want to bring to your attention is if you take a look at my screen, I am in the dead center of some wood. And right below me, I have a message to you is to get help with your homework. Please send an email to Mr. Jackson at garrett.jackson@lawtonps.org. You can also scan the QR code, which is on the lower part of the screen. It's the little circle thing. And be sure to you can scan that with your phone, and it's on the right-hand side of the screen. My left, your right, all that. Also down there, I have the current time. So if you need to reference something, I have the time and date so that you know that each one of these is new. So let's get started. Okay, so if you are logged in with a student account, you're not going to be able to see on the right-hand side the live chat as far as being able to interact, but I can interact. I have access to interact with the live chat. So if you are logged in, you are able to interact with me via the live chat so long as you are using a non-Lawton Public Schools email account. So I have posted a couple things, and of course my actual identity is up in yellow and black. So let's kind of keep that in mind. Next, let's talk about where we're going with this. So Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, I'm going to have at least a 1 hour live stream for all my students to get homework help. This is not just for social studies. This is going to be for a variety of different classes. Social studies, English. For those of you who need help with English, we're also going to, if you need help with math, I can try to help you. Science, of course, I'm going to try to help all of you who need help. Now, I teach at Central Middle School, but any of the students within Lawton Public Schools is free to send me questions. Actually, anybody who's viewing this can send me a question. I'll do my best to answer it. And for safety reasons, the best way to get a hold of me and get that question is if you want to email me from your school email account, use that email address that I have up on the screen, and that would be great. And I'm checking my email at all times so that I can make sure that I get those and answer those questions for you. However, if you are using a non-Lawton Public Schools email account and you're able to interact with the live stream, I can certainly do the live stream, answer questions. Now, let me tell you why this is important. A lot of people don't want to have their information put out there. So if you email me, guess what? I get to read the email. I don't put anybody's information out there. Nobody has to know it's you asking for help. So I can help you with the question you have. And one of the things we can all learn together about how to do some different things with homework. So let's keep that in mind. Okay. So now I knew that a lot of people this first day probably are not going to be logging in, or they might log in later and see what's going on. So that's fine. But every day I would like to spend some time working with you. So that being said, I'm still new at learning how to use this software setup, so bear with me. As you can tell, I want people to send me an email. So here is the QR code again. Just hold your phone up with the QR code reader and take a picture, and you're able to send me an email. If you're not already a fan of the website, the YouTube site that I have here, please like that. I'm not sure what it does for me because this is part of my employer's suite that they have, but it certainly does let me know that if you are a subscriber and you like the video, that gives me some information about who is using this. So we have a couple cool things I can do here. One things that I think is pretty interesting is on this particular thing, I can actually create a number of things that a lot of people have not thought about. I can add images and we can talk about different things. And one of the things we're going to talk about is where is that? That in here? Oh, yes. Okay. And we can talk about different things. So right here with this particular screen, while we're waiting for people to log on and ask homework, I can pull up different things that are examples of work, or in this case, a picture. We can talk about it. This is a picture you'll see in an upcoming video. This is me at the tank outside of Saipan. This is the waters of Saipan facing west in the Philippine Sea. This is a tank that is a pretty famous tank in that it was stuck. It's been there since World War II, the invasion of Saipan. Saipan is now part of the Northern Mariana Islands and is a U.S. territory. This is where I used to live. Of course, my lovely bride is up there on top. A couple things I'd like to note about this particular tank is that it has been worked on a little bit, whereas with the engine and all that's been pulled out of it, all the gas, stuff like that, now it just kind of serves as a reef out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. So pretty interesting that they were bringing tanks ashore during World War II, and really kind of charging forth against the Japanese on this island during the island hopping campaign during World War II. And this tank just basically got waterlogged and stuck. So kind of interesting. So I know that I find it interesting. So one of the things I can do also with this sort of thing is I can also bring in a variety of other places I've been. This particular picture, I will have to see if I can rotate it. Let's see. This is the one of the largest Buddhas in the world. This is actually on the island of Hong Kong. Does not let me. I don't think it's going to let me rotate this. Nope, it's not going to let me rotate this particular picture. Fall of 2019, my wife and I and family went to Hong Kong, and we went to visit the Buddha. Really amazing site there. All kinds of cool stuff. See if I can pull up another picture for y'all. Now, this picture is kind of interesting. This is a picture of Magellan's Cross in Cebu. This particular picture is from, this is not really the actual cross. Inside this is the actual cross that Magellan planned to bring Catholicism to the Philippines. Pretty interesting. My wife is from the Philippines, so when we visited there, that's one of the things that we took pictures of. Kind of cool. See if I can add another one. And again, this right here, even though not very many people are watching, I am able to learn a little bit how to use the software. All work, no play makes Jack a dull boy. Here is some pictures of some teachers at Lawton High School a few years ago. And some of these teachers are now no longer teaching. They've retired. Some of them moved on to other places. Some are now administrators, but kind of cool. So really, really interesting what people can do. And then change out photos real quick. And then this last but not least is what did I do? Oh, I know what I did. We go back to here. I want to adjust this. Yes, last but not least, I touched the wrong thing. Of course, this is about learning, right? This is a picture of me whenever I was a senior. This is graduation day at college. So pretty cool stuff. I know that I enjoy kind of working through some of this to learn about some stuff. So good deal. So one of the things I will also do here, because we have a layer, I can close that empty layer. So trying to find out information about how to do stuff. It's always kind of new when you're working with a new product, especially the first time you do it. And it's one of those things where I'm a little bit nervous, so I'm not exactly sure how to do some stuff, but I'm figuring it out. And earlier today, I was doing something, and I should be able to do that now. Okay. We're going to switch back to this. So we're going to give it a few more minutes. I don't know if anybody's able to see me at all. Hopefully they can. Take a look at my YouTube channel. But we've been on for, I'd say, close to 20 minutes total. So just waiting for people to log in for the homework help. And let's see. Let's go to my channel. So we're going to practice, since nobody's here right now. We're going to practice using the software. So one of the things that I want to try to do is incorporate more transitions and integrate video. So let's do that now.
My name is Garrett Jackson, and I grew up in Texas and Oklahoma. I started teaching back in 2006, and I've been doing it ever since. In 2016, my wife and I moved to the island of Saipan, where I took a teaching job at Saipan Southern High School. In 2017, we had a son who I call Little Man. After spending several years in the Northern Mariana Islands, we moved back to the U.S. mainland amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. Now that we're back in Oklahoma, I'm back in the classroom with Lawton Public Schools, and I'm teaching online and face-to-face. I'm a fan of breaking down barriers to learning, so headphones are recommended and an open mind is required. So let us get started with today's adventure.
And so that concludes that little video. Pretty interesting stuff. That's one I have on my hard drive. I'm able to do some other videos and stuff. And I think that we're getting close to the 17 to 18 minute mark on the live stream. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and close this out for today. If you need some homework help, I've been online accepting emails for the last 30 minutes. Nobody's been online. So even though we had a few small technical difficulties, we're going to go back and review and make sure we're doing everything like we should. So with that being said, I'd like to thank everybody for joining me today. Even though you may not have been live, I certainly appreciate it. And I will see you tomorrow for the live stream, and we'll work on this this evening. So y'all have a blessed and most pleasant night. Bye.